Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm DFG and we are back in Stationeers for absolute beginners. Today I'm going to show you how to build a station battery. It will require a little bit of rejigging of the cabling around here because we want the power generation network, this one here, coming into a station battery, and then the output from our station battery going into the area controller. So we've got a big battery feeding a small battery in there. All will become apparent, believe me. So where do you build a station battery? It is built on the electronics printer. If you go to electronics printer and type battery, you get a range of options. The one we want is this battery kit here. These are all personal small batteries for use in your equipment and your suit. Those two are just battery chargers. It's this one we want, battery kit, and it requires 20 gold, 20 copper and 20 steel. And just click that, set that printing. Now it is quite a slow device to print, so I'll come back once it's ready. And there's our station battery. To build a station battery requires, I think it's 3 steps. Just double check this one here. So just go to Stationpedia, type battery, and it is battery here, battery kit. That's what the station battery looks like. If we click on that, what do we need? We need 1 battery kit, which we've got, 2 sheets of steel and a screwdriver. That's it. It's not a lot. It used to be a lot more expensive to build it, but now they've made it cheaper. So what do we need? 2 sheets of steel. Now currently our steel is in this printer, so I'm just going to eject it from this printer. Pick up the steel and put it in this printer. If you remember from our autolathe printer, steel sheets are made in the autolathe. Is that off? That's off. If you see, I've got the habit of turning these off when I'm not using them. Okay, steel sheets. So come to here, type steel, and there we go, we've got steel sheets. And we just want to print 2 of these. They're fairly quick to print. And there we go. Now, what I was trying to avoid, but what's happened, if you notice, I've only got 1 steel sheet here, the other one's gone into there. You can just click on it and recover, but just be aware that when things are falling out and there's a printer close by, they can pop into the input port of that printer. Anyway, station battery. That's the station battery. There's 2 steel sheets we need. We are going to build it here, but currently we've got cabling going through here. So what I'm going to do is remove some of this cabling. So let's remove that, that, and that. Just clear up all this cabling. So and there we go. I've just stripped all the cabling. Obviously we've got the sun coming up and I'm not getting any power being stored now because I've actually disconnected this area controller. I am going to completely remove it. I do need it though, so let me just store you in there and I can pick you up. So station battery, what does it look like? Well, this is it basically. You've got 2 connections on one side. You have the network and the power out. 1 connection on the other side, which is the power in, and beware you do have a switch on this back side. And to build it, you place it 2 steel sheets, welder, and then screwdriver, and that's it. That's a station battery build. Very simple to build, really useful device in the game because it allows you to store a lot more energy than these little batteries do. So just to dismantle it, you use the hand drill and the angle grinder to recover your iron sheets, your steel sheets. Then you wrench to pick it back up. But I want to build it over here. Now I've got my power generation network coming in there, so we ideally want the power coming in this side. So I'm going to place it quite close to, you know what, I'm going to rotate it so it's facing that way actually. There's a reason for this. So there's our power coming in, so we can bring it down there. So that'll be our power connection going up there. 2 steel sheets and a screwdriver. Boom, that's it made. We've got access to the switch. This is a power in here. So I'm going to do is I am going to run this cabling up here. Connect that in, so that is now connected into the input of the battery. Now I've turned it on. As you can see, that battery's starting to charge because the sun's up there and it's charging solar cells. One of the problems I've got is the solar cells aren't actually tracking the sun at the moment because I disconnected the power input to these 2 logic readers and writer. So what I quickly want to do is get that reconnected, which is why I placed the battery on this side. So I'm going to bring this lead around this way, down this side, and just connect that together, and that will allow power to them, and the solar panels are now moved and lined up on the sun. The other one thing I want to do is I want to bring the power around this way because I want to replace this boy, but I want to put him on the inside just here. So I need to go back inside. Let me run the cabling in first, just make sure I've got something to connect to. That cable there, so we'll put the air power controller there, and there's our battery that was in the air power controller. Bring that down, and that wants to go here, and as you see it's yellow, it means it's connected to something, so it's just connecting into the cabling behind the door, you can't see into there. And I've got the power coming in from the top, which is wrong. I want the power going out at the top like so, and there we go. That's a case of opening this, sticking the battery in there and turning it on. There you go, flashing green and blue, it's charging. And that means our fan is now working for when we go out. I also want to be able to run power into this room, so let me close you. Suck the gas back out. Just going to close that cable out of my way for the moment. So I'm going to bring a cable down this way and then back in through the wall. Look at this. Like so, and then I want to run this cable down here. Connect into here. So now we've got the output from the APU, which is now going up. It was going down, it's now going up. Now in that active vent, and it's also coming down now and around and in all my equipment down here. So as you can see, all this is now running again. And there we go, that's a station battery. That's how simple it is to set up a station battery. Now, a couple of things to be aware of. With solar panels like this, as long as you've got less than 10, you'll be fine. If you have 12, 13 solar panels on somewhere like this moon, chances are you're going to overload this simple red cabling. Okay, and it will blow. It can be a pain in the bum to try and sometimes find where it's blown as well, so just be aware of that. So ideally what you want is heavy cables on your power generation side of your network. So here we go, cabling. It's this one here. It only takes half a gram of gold, half a gram of copper to build each one. And there we go. And we're going to need quite a few of these, so I'll come back when I've got a few of these. Okay, so I've built 50 of these cables now. So while it's night, probably the best time to do it. Ideally I want to upgrade this network, this power generation side of the network. It's all to do basically current handling. Like I say, these can take about, the simple cables like this can take about 5 kilowatts. And if you think each solar panel's producing 500 watts, 10, 11, you're getting very close to that limit. Any more than that, you're overloading this cabling and it will blow. Any of the other generators, bar the portable generator, bar the portable generator, will instantly overload this cabling. So if you use a Stirling engine, a gas-fed generator, solid fuel generator, they will all quickly overpower this simple cabling and blow it out, so it's no good. So when you can, you want to replace all of this on the power generation side with the heavy-duty cabling. It is a bit of a pain because you've got to rip all this cabling out you just put in, and sometimes you spend a lot of time putting it, placing all this, but it is a worthwhile job to do. You'll end up having to do it anyway, so you better just try and do it as soon as you can. And I will just quickly go around now and replace all this cable. It's a shame you can't just do a straight replace. That would be so much easier. But you can't, unfortunately. You've got to go around and manually rip out all of this and replace it with the heavy duty. And one thing I note, the junction, so a three-way junction, any other junction with more than two connections, it creates a little box like that. Oh, I missed a cable there. I'll pick them up in a bit. And this solar panel as well. Now, I've left that like that on that side because I want to just be clear about something. You would think, because you've got the solar panels there and that one there all feeding into the battery, that anything over here where we're not actually generating power, these aren't generating power, they're just connections basically between devices, would be fine. But I'm telling you now they're not. It will blow one of these cables over here. So you do need to replace everything on that power generation network. Okay? That cable there you don't need to change because it's own little, just a data network between those two. These ones you don't need because they're just power input from the output side of the battery basically. So they're just supplying 100 watts or whatever it is these take to these two logic devices. But because the outputs are there, or that input on that side and the output on that side are connected to the power generation side of the network, you do need to replace them all. It's a pain, I'm afraid, but you've got to do it. And that's the same with the connection to the daylight sensor. But as you can see, it doesn't take long to do. And there we go. So that's all the cables on the power generation side of the network replaced with heavy duty cabling. And that, my friends, is station battery. It's very simple to set up, very simple to use, but it does now allow you to have a more stable power supply. I know it's only seen as one light on there, but that one light is quite a bit of power. If we go to Stationpedia, we go back to the battery here. Does it tell you on here how much? Yeah. So this battery holds 3,600,000 watts, so 3.6 megawatts of power. Compare that to a large battery like this, a soot battery, which holds 280 kilowatts of power. So that big station battery is equivalent to about 6 of these smaller batteries. And these on the biggest, I mean, there are bigger soot battery style things as these ones with a band around like this, the nuclear cells, and they hold actually 2.3 megawatts, but they're expensive to build and they take forever to charge. What do they need to build? Let's have a look. So they need steel, Inconel, and Astro alloy, and that's a lot of those alloys which aren't easy to build. Inconel, oh yeah, it's one of the tier 2 alloys, needs gold, steel and nickel. Astro alloy needs copper, steel and cobalt, but if you look at things like temperature, and this one's not too bad. Pressure, there's quite a tight pressure band there, 10 megapascals. Quite high pressure as well, getting close to the burst limit of its furnace. Inconel, temperature above 600k, so that's okay. Very, very tight pressure band. Half a megapascal pressure band. Difficult to do without the advanced furnace. The small tool batteries, these ones, they only hold 36 kilowatts, so you need 100 of these to power one, or what this is equivalent to 100 of those small batteries. And then there is another station battery, which is the large station battery. This one needs more materials. Again, we've got electrum, silicon, stellite. Electrum, stellite, which are advanced alloys. But this one will hold, I think it's 3 times the charge of the smaller ones. Yes, that one's 9 megawatts of power it'll hold. 2.5, equivalent to 2.5 of these. But these batteries are good. They're really good. They are useful. So that's it, guys. So what have we learned? We learned how to set up a station battery, how to connect it into your power generation network, how to connect its output through to devices and through into your area power controller. That's it, guys. Thanks for watching. In the next episode, I will be talking about the pipe bender printer, which is another one of these printers used for building things like pipes and vents and atmospheric units, which allow you to do good stuff like air condition your buildings. But that's in the next session. For now, guys, Starflyer Gamer wishing you good night.